I don't know if I'm going to post this. I don't know if that would be a great idea, but I know that if I don't record it, I'm not going to get any sleep or peace, really. It's just there's this worm running through my head. I've talked about mental illness before, and I guess I just wanted to show what depression looks like. It's 4:40 in the morning. I haven't I've been wearing the same clothes for about 2 weeks now. I can't imagine, and I haven't. Well, more like a week and a half. I haven't bathed in about 2, a little bit more. I can't imagine what I smell like. I guess it's a good thing that I live alone. No, except for my cats. I did trim up the stash, but if you're ever wondering why I don't grow full beard, it's because I literally can't. Yeah, I don't know where this is going. It's self-indulgent, but people talk about depression. People talk about, oh, I suffer and all that sort of shit. But I don't think people really get to see it. I don't think people really understand what the fuck it is and what it does. It robs you of fucking pretty much everything. I had so many things running through my head, like the fact that depression makes you monochromatic. Like I said, I'm wearing the same shit I've been wearing for days. I've been eating pretty much the same shit I've been eating for days. I binge watch television. I guess that's my drug, my self-medicating. I don't drink. I don't do drugs, or at least I don't drink much. I don't do drugs. TV is my medication because it's immersive enough to get me out of my fucking head. Except for those moments between episodes. I dread the end of an episode and the beginning of a new one. Depression is insidious, at least for me anyway. This is the problem that I face. So in the States, typically the way it's done is you are seen by two folks. You have your psychiatrist, whom I refer to as the drug dealer. The psychiatrist prescribes meds. Typically the appointments are about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So much time devoted to pharmaceuticals. That way they can really get in there and actually figure out what's wrong with you. And not just, oh, we're just going to up this dose. That's sarcasm for people who don't get it. These are MDs. They may be trained in pharmacology, but for the most part, their bedside manner is fucking shit. Because I was told recently that because I may have ADHD, it's difficult to determine the core a lot of symptoms between ADHD and depression are similar. and I was reaching out to this. I had actually moved to a different psychiatrist. I waited in order to see this woman for about a month and a half, 2 months, and because I wanted her to basically put me on ADHD meds to just see if it would work. It would get me back onto the production line. And she didn't like that idea. She resisted it. It was only because of my therapist's notes that she even considered testing me for it. But what I remember from that session is she bothered enough to look over my chart and was like, I can't remember her exact words, but given the medication that I've been on, the medications that I've been on, she said basically there wasn't much she could do. I'd kind of run the gambit, and if I was still depressed, and she didn't know what she could do. Certainly didn't want to prescribe ADHD meds to me. Apparently that's crossing the line. I get it, it's narcotics, whatever. But what it said to me, what it told me was, you ain't pulling yourself up by your bootstraps hard enough. What it told me was, if medication ain't working for you, then obviously, and you're still depressed, and fuck it, it's your fault. You're not doing enough to not be depressed. It goes to therapy. So again, in the States, you have the psychiatrist, drug dealer, and then you have a therapist, a head shrinker. If you're lucky, like I am, you get to see that person once a week. I'm sorry, I refer to them also as head shrinkers. So I have drug dealer and a head shrinker. These are folks that are typically, I think, master's level. They licensed social workers. Typically, that's my experience. And you go through therapy, and you talk therapy, and you go through and the different types. The most popular nowadays is CBT, or cognitive behavioral therapy. It's the theory that your emotions are triggered by thoughts. I don't know if I believe that fully, but it helps. It's the idea of challenging your thoughts. It's the idea of is this rational? Are you catastrophizing something like, oh, I failed this test, my entire life is going to shit? That sort of thing, or minimizing what you've accomplished and maximizing what you haven't. Mind reading, thinking that everyone around you hates you, or worse yet, doesn't even know you exist. And you can challenge those thoughts, and it's, to use my bad analogy, it strengthens the handholds on the well. It gives you more traction, as it were, to go up and try to climb up. And that's pretty much all it does. If you fall, if you slip, doesn't seem to really help with that. I'm hoping another type of therapy, DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, will holds some kind of key. I can go on about that, but radical acceptance and distress tolerance and all that sort of, and fucking mindfulness, whatever the fuck that means. The core problem with each of these methods, each of these techniques, is that, and this is the insidious part for me, is I have to want to save myself. And that's a tough sell. Because the reason why I feel this way, the reason why I have depression, is because I think of myself as an utter piece of shit. It's like I am of two minds. I refer to as I and me. I is the dominant, is the assertive, is the angry. And me is the child, the depressed, just sniveling in a corner. And I fucking hate I find myself when I'm like this, I see through the eyes of me rather than I, and I fucking hate I. Remember, it's fucking, I'm a walking goddamn stereotype. My parents did a number. I didn't have the worst childhood. I did hit the trifecta of abuse, but I didn't have the worst childhood. But I came out of it knowing, feeling, whatever word you want to use, perceiving myself to be another piece of shit. And so it's like, imagine being trapped in a room with someone you fucking hate. You just fucking want to beat the living fuck out of them. And then imagine and being trapped with that person for years, decades. And then the floor opens up and they fall into a pit of water or something, they're drowning. And the therapist comes in the room and says, well, if you want to get better, you're going to have to save him. Well, fuck him. I have to, when I tell people I have to fight to move forward, it's fighting myself. It's fighting this feeling of worthlessness, of being small and insignificant. It's this feeling of, because I hates me, that assertive part of me, that part of me that says that I am worthless, it doesn't like me either. It wants to beat the fuck out of me as well. Maybe this metaphor is getting a little twisted. But, I if this were any other disease, I would be fighting the disease. I would be, if I didn't have this, depending on myself, I imagine that I would be fighting the disease and fighting to stay alive and fighting to be healthy, and because I would want to be, I would feel that I deserve to be. But with depression, that's not, with my depression anyway, it's not how it goes. It's not how it is. And I have not learned the secret to loving myself, I guess, enough to actually do what is necessary to really climb those walls. I do what I can out of fear and out of fear as a motivator. I can go off on fear for a long time too. At this point, I should probably put a disclaimer, and hopefully it's not. I'm not in any danger. I'm not at the bottom of my well. I'm just near it, and I've been hanging on at the same level for a while now, for weeks. But I'm not in any danger. I'm not going to do anything dramatic. I just wanted people to see this. I just want people to understand what it's like to be here. I want to be heard. I want to be seen. I want what everyone else wants. I just want to be understood. I don't want to be pitied. I don't want sympathy. Support's cool. I like support, and I've had folks reach out, and I am warmed by that, because I am lucky in that, and there are folks who miss me when I fall out of sight. I just wish I cared as much about myself as they seem to. Yeah, forgive me, I'm sort of lost my train of thought, but yeah, I don't know where it's going with this. Like I said, I'm just never really cared for stream of consciousness writing, to be honest with you. Although Sound and Fury, Sound and Fury is an excellent book, excellent fucking work. As I Lie Dying is fucking garbage. My mother's a fish, whatever. Get over yourself, dude. But this seems very stream of consciousness. It just spewing, pausing, spewing, pausing. It doesn't seem to be anything connected. Yes, Faulkner is mixed. I don't care what you have to say. Yes, maybe I should read more, but As I Lay Dying still sucks. Sorry, Luna, she's a critic. So where was I going with this? Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna post this or not. Maybe I'll ask a few people if it's appropriate before I do so. But yeah, I needed to get this out. Normally I would journal this, but I don't know. I think it's important because hey, I'm full of myself. I am just an arrogant fucker, and I feel that people want to hear what I have to say. No, people need to see what depression does. And just a simple case. Yes, I'm a simple case. There are folks out there way worse than I am. So I'll just keep fighting, I guess. I'll just keep trying to climb that goddamn well. And yeah, hopefully I'll get over myself enough to actually put out more content. Because I do like putting out more content. I do like putting content out there. Both educational and speculative. All right. Peace out.